Like the video. Thumb up the video. Like the video. Thumb up the video.
Hey, Sonetta, I got a question for you. Won't you tell me why it is that the world of academia, intellectual circles, respected scientists, reputable theologians, and world-renowned thinkers and philosophers, innovators, leaders in their field, people that are actually in the labs, on the ground, in the classrooms, figuring out ways to beat diseases, advance medicine and technology, etc., why do they not have anything like the House of Consciousness?
I have become greatest of the great. I have come into being among the beings who clear the vision of the soul eye. I know why a greatest lock is made for a what? A what? Don't you ever disrespect me again.
Because God, when the flood took place, 40 days,
Black
40
power.
nights, he allowed so much as a pig. He put a spirit on the pig. He let the women eat their own babies. Why don't God put a spirit on the Israelites and stop them from eating their own children?
Kemet on trial, title of that damn lecture. Destroyed the Hebrews with the power of our ancestors. Our clans better didn't talk or debate, huh, Daniela? Or Zion Lex, don't hate on Kemet, y'all fans betcha. And Sonetta, bringing knowledge to the masses. With the undisputed knowledge they don't teach in classes. Kemet, Black Power Movement, do you understand? We on trial, Hebrews thought they had the upper hand. Polite killed them with that footage from the motherland. Hushar too much rah-rah, Nazi Elder Gabar. The young Yawon Sop, when is y'all gon' stop? We got tombs and mummies, y'all just got some rocks. Man, my squad iller, plus the Magi and the God Killer. Shout out to Hefsheh Sut and the King Haru, the son of Amin Ra, Asepata Asa. Now Valley's here, we came to bring it home. Kim is back to claim the throne.
Okay, so I need to tell people, please, wake up. They can't show me or show the bones of anybody in the Bible. They can't show me no Hebrew. If the Hebrews built the pyramids, where their pyramids before?
I'm a rock squad up, Magi archers in the building, please believe. Oh shit. If you ain't Sonetta, no time for that interview, dog. I put my shit out for niggas, I don't send it to blogs. Clan kill off the Buddha, not being discreet. One puff, this big pops and projectiles. Between the sheets. Sun run, cold game, bring your cleats. The best flow blow, Eskimo, penguin feet. Don't need no blunt to burn. You run the turf with 10 niggas on the block. That's a punt return. Ayo, Dolomite prototype soldier with the solar light. Saber and he hold it like he hold a mic. Golden ice pendants. Sipping on that overpriced poltergeist spirits. Ripping at the open mic. Quote the nice lyrics like Mama moved mean overnight. Golden motorbike holding on some Tron shit. That nice neon kit is on it. The king's libation with exotic liqueur. The queen's vibration like a Sada Shakur. A lot of the poor imported foreign threads they ain't got at the store. Nubian Kush and black top pottery jaws. 39% THC, the quality pure. Old rappers try to spit ain't hot as before. It's like I'm five like a bull, bust the shots to the floor. Cats switch up their style when they ain't got it no more. Cause they gotta keep their product in stores to feed their kids. See what that weed did? The yes man agreeing on everything we said. I smother the mic like it's the love of my life. Don't get sliced and beat with the butt of the knife. Brother polite, I say I'm animalistic, cause I still be in the hood with my hand on my pistol. The Hebrews think I'm cannibalistic, E5 divination, channel the mystic, audio visionary. Let's play poetical Pictionary, picture me burning down your missionary. Yeah, then I send you religion. That red dot on your head, that's Hindu tradition. Invisible, independent, intrinsic shit. I'll bring it all to an end with indivisible gains. Charles Xavier, getting your brain. Mental anguish or manifesting physical pain. Wizard remains to dance in the chemical rain. Breathe slow, then I'm up out of this physical plane. Got military machinery that exercise, weaponized greenery. Shine at a jeopardize the scenery, son. Bruh, the beam 10 times your distance. Inclines conventions. Stop rising with no trend line resistance. The parabolic breakout. I'm F-16 with the aeronautic fake out.
God killer, the God killer, the God killer, the God killer. It's the God killer.
God killer.
God killer.
That's who it is.
God killer.
God killer.
God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. It's the God killer.
God killer.
God killer. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer.
Man. Oh man, Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's God Killer in the house. And we come to do what we got to do, and we're going to do what we got to do. We standing tall. We standing strong. Hey, Bobby Bsnger this bitch. What's good, family? Man, y'all know what it is, man. Welcome to Black News 102, man. And welcome to the morning show. I'm your host, Bobby Bsnger, a.k.a. Brother Unc, a.k.a. God Killer. Man, y'all already know, man. Look, man, I appreciate everybody coming through, man, this morning, man. Dun Dada, I see you. Major Warrior, I see you. Random Bear, what's good with you? I see you, D. What's up with you? Who else we got? We got Juju, the Pseudo Killer. We got Jay Commodore. What's good with you, man? Somebody got to say this. Bleep, man, I see you out there, man. Y'all be having the wildest name. Tamika is in the building. I see you. What's good? Let's see. We got Vince. I see you. What's good with you? Pablo. I see you. What's good? One Life. I see you. Bon Doug. I see you. Man, I see you, Mary D. What's good? What it do? I believe in self. I see you. Man, appreciate everybody coming through, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Man, make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe on the community of skeptics. Man, we should have 3,000 subscribers down over there, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the Pseudo Killers too, man. If y'all not familiar with those channels, man, it's definitely going down. Either today or tomorrow, we banging. Some things we just can't bang over here, right? But when we go exclusive on the Pseudo Killers community of skeptics, we banging. Yeah, somebody that ran their mouth, right, by Dr. Oyamayat, man, and we gonna deal with it. We don't play around here, man. That's not what we doing. Man, we not messing with the pieces, yo, to help bring the community to flourishing, full flourishing. I'm talking about like real programs. Half y'all dudes don't got nothing. Y'all just talking and running y'all mouth. No receipts, no proof, no nothing. Shim sham, flim flam, bam bam boom. Tomfoolery at an all-time high. We ain't going for it, man. We're gonna respect what we supposed to respect, man. You know how it go, yo. Respect game or get flames. Man, hey, the coffee toaster, y'all. Or tea. It's coffee or tea or water, right? Start the day off, man, with some water, of course. Some oatmeal. It's a good day. Sip of the coffee, man. Man, hit the Cash App early and often, man, if y'all want the show to go, man. Boy, I see already, man. Already, we early with it, man. That's the love right there, man. I see you, Joe. I see you, man. That's a Black African power move right there, man. Alexandra, I see you, man. That's a Black African power move right there, man. I see we starting to be dedicated to really wanting to get the real sound history. Man, we had a good interview over there on a man. I almost messed up on the Cam Up podcast. Me and Sonetta, man, go ahead and check that out. It was a good one, man. And so, man, this weekend, Friday, I know a lot of y'all wasn't in there. I don't know why. I guess y'all just was like, the hell with that. There's a lot of that polite thing going on the whole month, and people was just frustrated, man. Or maybe they was afraid to see what exactly was African spirituality. Maybe they didn't really want to know. You know how some things I really don't want to know what it is. But we put everything in its proper perspective, man. And I'm gonna make sure that get out. We need to be playing that debate next week so y'all can actually see it. I want y'all to see for y'all eyes, right? And then we'll do a show and we'll go over the things that probably could have been said by me and the wild stuff that was said by Say Cool, right? We're gonna let you see what the measure is and what the difference is, because I enjoyed myself up in there. I rate my performance probably like I'm gonna say about an 85. I'm gonna say 85 because there's some things. There was a direction I could have went in, which I didn't. Right, so I'm gonna take off 10 points for that. But as far as what I did present, I gotta give it like a 95. It was top notch, right? And I found it interesting, man. I was talking to Brother Reggie, big up to Brother Reggie, and Sarnetta, and they didn't understand the conversation about about the mutations. Let me see. It caused your mouth to water. And they was like, what the hell? Crazy. Maybe I didn't do a good job of that. Hey, hold on. Yeah, like it was like, huh? Uh-huh. No, that ain't it. I'm trying to find something for y'all, man. Hold on. I got it. So the discussion was about I can't get access to my cue. So basically, what we was talking about was how early humans needed to have high levels of protein, which you get from your meat, and needed to have salts in your diet and sugars. Okay, so like when you found fruit, right, you would eat as much of it as possible because this shit was far and beyond. Salt too, protein you get from your meat. And so there were mutations that actually caused your mouth to water when you would see these big game, right? Or you would see these fruits. Okay. And so those who had that mutation would actually go after these proteins and sugars and salts at greater value and higher levels than those who didn't have these mutations, right? And so those that had the mutations, right, would have enough food stores and produce enough energy, right, to carry out their day. Okay, so it's not like like you got the food market, and we're oversaturated with everything, and that's why we get overweight, right? Because we got everything right there. We don't got to hunt. Sometimes it might take a week or two to catch a wild game, right? It might take you all month to find some fruits. It wasn't like you was harvesting these things, farming, or you had to search for them. And so the mutation that make you seek out these things, right? Make you yearn for them was what I was actually talking about. Right. And so, like, when you watch commercials, some of y'all like some fast foods, don't lie. You see a mouth-watering burger, right? Sometimes you see your mouth ain't gonna water for no daggone broccoli. I'm just gonna keep it right. But commercials, some of y'all like drinking beer and that water falling off that cold Heineken, right? Some of y'all like Heineken or St. Party Girl. How many of y'all like St. Party Girl, right? And you know what I'm saying? Coronas, right? Some of y'all like them beer and that water come off the bottom of your mouth water. You might see an ice cream sundae. Some of y'all might like ice cream sundaes, right? The vegan variety, right? And when you see it on the commercial, your mouth water. But in reality, that's not real. It's just a picture of it. And it causes your mouth to water, right? So that was the purpose of making that that understanding. Now, why did I use it? Because if you can understand that situation, right, then you can clearly understand how you yearn for religion, because religion actually co-opted these cognitive mechanisms in your brain. That's why we believe so much. So there's the different things I talked about. The morality. Most of us think that morality comes from our religious system, right? Okay, so like, I'll give you an example. Let me see. I got this good example for you. All right. And we talked about how morality doesn't actually come from that. Let me see. This is a good one for y'all. I know I got this on here somewhere. Let me see. Morality actually comes from chemicals that are produced. Let me see. Man, I know I got this up here. This was a good one. Did I knock it off the screen? I don't feel like going back through this whole. Man. All right, let me see if I got it on here. Maybe I got it on here real quick, man. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody coming through this morning. Hold on. See if okay, I see it. Let me share the screen for you. All right. First of all, there's some chemicals that actually is associated by studying evolution in the human body and biology, evolutionary biology. There are actually chemicals that are associated with morality. And we talked about that. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to show you this slide right here. I want to kind of get that to y'all real quick. Let me see. All right. Let me see if I can show the screen right here. Show you what we're getting at, how we get down around here, man. And I know I got to show these things a couple times, right, for everybody to really get it. And, you ain't going to get it in one sitting. No. Let's see. Is it dip stem signs? I think it's this. Nah. Okay. All right. So I don't want that one. My fault, y'all. I want this one. 1 second, man. How y'all feeling out there, man? Some of y'all at work chilling. Some of y'all stuck in traffic. On your way to work. All right. Some of y'all ain't got to go to work. That ain't what I want. Oh, okay. All right, here you go. All right, so in this slide right here, all right, this is one of the slides from the debate. Evolutionary orders of morality. That's why I say, man, the key to understanding who you are and what you are is science-based. Spirituality can give you a general idea of your clan, right? Spirituality today gives you a general idea of like where humans come from. If you Islam, Christianity, Judaism, somewhere in Asia, right? That's a general idea, but it's not telling you who you are. Science actually does. So watch this. Morality results from a complex interaction of genes, okay? Neutral processes and social interactions. They say all organisms have genes that enable them to survive and reproduce, but mammals also have genes to produce the chemical oxytocin and vasopressin, which prompt them to care for their young. Now, we can prove and verify that, right? Got a source right there. Say, cool, claimed all I use Wikipedia. And let me be the first to tell you that none of y'all is getting past the encyclopedias. You're not getting past Encyclopedia Britannica. You're just arrogant. You're not getting past Encyclopedia Wikipedia. You're just arrogant. And that's the thing you just say. You just say it. Right? But this is from a journal dealing with Psychology Today. All right. And so right here, it's saying in some mammals, such as humans, the same chemicals encourage animals to form long-term relationships and to care for each other. There you go. Okay. So it was a chemical process. It ain't had nothing to do with your tribe and your clan. It ain't had nothing to do with how spirituality make you the most pious person, and the Christians and the Father and Mother Teresa. They just good people, and that and your religion teach you morality. But we realize real fast that Christianity, Islam, right? They enslaved African people. Judaism, routinely in the biblical text, the Canaanites go kill all the women and children, except the one that has not seen men, meaning the virgins. You can keep the virgins, though. What part of morality is that? Married, impregnated between 12 to 14 years old. By who? Didn't seem to have a moral code there. And so we was conditioned to think that our moral code came from our spirituality and our religion. We now know that to be tomfoolery. And anybody promoting that, say cool, is promoting foolery at an all-time high. Humans seem to think that they're more moral than others. Let me show you something. And I'm going to drop the link early because we're at about at 22 minutes. I like to rock for about 20 minutes to a half an hour. Let me drop the link and I'm going to show y'all something, right? This is a good one for y'all. We're going to test y'all moral code. But the point I want to make here is that mammals produces this chemical because mammals they're not turtles. Okay? They're not reptiles where they just lay eggs and leave. Okay? So mammals need to cleave to the babies longer because the babies do not make it unless the particular mammal protects the baby. That go for chimpanzees, that go for monkeys, gorillas, and humans. Homo sapiens sapien variety. If you give birth to a baby and put it outside, it's going to die. Cold hard truth. So what is it that make you cleave to that baby? What is it that make you love that baby? What? And I'm saying there's a biological reason for that. And those that produced more of those particular chemicals love their babies more and developed a moral code that would make them cleave and stay with each other. And so something that's very important, Homo Neanderthal didn't seem to have a lot of these mechanisms at play because they weren't very social. And so your morality code also developed out of the need to be social. So you can't be running around sleeping with another man's wife in the tribe because it's going to cause war. You're going to get kicked out the tribe. All kinds of stuff is bad. And so we developed codes of conduct prior to religion and prior to spirituality. In the debate I actually showed you when religion comes online, and we can see it in the cave art. Talked about these things. Great presentation, man. Y'all gonna have to get with that, man. Let me see. Do that. Hit the link and let's talk about can't accept my laws. I ain't won the debate yet. I didn't win the flat earth debate. I didn't win the vaccine debate, and I didn't win the religious debates. You think I'm worried about that? What I'm doing is I'm teaching, though, and you can't get past that. I just wanted to shout you out, bro. You ain't hear me say nothing about winning losses. What you heard me say was I beat the brakes off of them. Now, that's up to you to determine whether you felt like I won a loss. I just want to mention that. I don't have to discuss, I know I did this for what? I don't have to. The science speaks to it. The literature speaks to the conversation. I bet you won't hit that link, though. See, the chatty and the patty. We call it the chatty and the patty. Chatty and the patty. Man. Boy, I tell you. There you go. There get that link for any chatty and the patty. And you know you only can be chatty but for so long before you get kicked out. Yeah, you too chatty and you don't man up, right? Or woman up and express yourself. I'll give you time. You know what I mean? Just say what you gotta say before you get beat up. Didn't even read what I just put on there. Ain't no way we're gonna sit here and act like, right, that these chemicals aren't responsible because it's been through the scientific method, and it showed that these chemicals are actually responsible for certain things. I know y'all know about hormones. I know y'all understand it, testosterone and different things. Humans are chemical based. Y'all didn't know that? Your emotions, all these things are based in the evolution. The way you cry, right? Those who cry more, right, show empathy, right? So you cry. A person give you mercy when you cry. Feel sorry for you. So those who cry more made it to the age of reproduction. You know, when a baby cry, if you don't care about that, but you ain't gonna feed them. I don't care, but that does something to you. Why do you think? You think it was God? No, man, it's the evolutionary process, man. We working. We definitely working. I don't want to show y'all this since we working. Let me show y'all this. It's the next one, right? We're gonna test y'all morals, your morality code. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Hit that link early and often, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so what we have here, very interesting slide. Very, very interesting slide. It's called the trolley problem. It's a thought experiment that investigates the moral differences between doing and allowing harm. This issue is explored in an imaginary situation in which a person can sacrifice a single person by redirecting the trolley car in order to save the group. Let me make this bigger for you. So I would ask y'all, okay? And looking at this slide right here, you see the man in the middle, he got the switch. Now, the car is going for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Okay? Do he stand there and let the 5 people die, or do he switch the lever to kill the one person? That's what I want to ask you this morning. All right? By show of one in the chat, okay? By show of the one in the chat, do you flip the lever to save the 5 people and let the one person die? Let me see by one in the chat. These are decisions our ancestors had to make. Do you feed such and such and such and such, right? Because we only got enough food for this. And do you need such and such die? Okay. No, you can't. Come on, man. You playing, man. You don't. There's no in between. You either one if you're doing it. All right. Put a 0 in there. You mean you just gonna let the 5 people die and save the one person? Nah, man, stop it, man. Depends on what they look like. Boy, some of y'all ain't right, boy. Some of y'all ain't right. You'll let it be. You just let the 5 people die. Okay. Well, that's wild. Okay, so 0 said you just gonna leave it be. Let the 5 people die, right? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Most of y'all put 1 in there. Kent being funny. All right. This is a thought experiment now. Now watch this. So that was easy for y'all to make that decision because there's a chemical that says, man, save the 5 people, we'll sacrifice the 1. Now let's do this. Now, for you to save those 5 people, right? Say there's an overpass before the trolley got to pass through to kill the 5 people. And there's the one person standing on the overpass, right? And if you push that person over, he will fall in front of the trolley car and stop it. Now, 1, if you would push that person over, right, to stop the trolley car, or 2, you just don't know what to do. I'm going to say this again. 1, would you push the person over the bridge to fall in front of the trolley car to stop it from killing the 5 people, right? Or you don't know what to do. See, now this is a harder decision. See? This is definitely a harder decision now. Now we're getting some 2s in there. See the difference? Why is this? Because now you're starting to feel directly responsible, right? You start to feel a certain way for a person that you don't even know is just a thought experiment, and you don't want to push them over, although you know it's going to the greater good to save the 5 people. See, there's mechanisms at play right there. It was easier when you didn't, all you had to do was flip a switch, right? See, your morals said, well, I can switch a switch, click the switch, save 5 people. But then your moral code kicked in and say, wait a minute. You still killed that person though, but your moral compass kicked in and say, ho, I can't push him over there because you cared for that. This is evolutionary science at a high level, ladies and gentlemen. This is understanding what's going on in your brain. Now we can see how religion can actually co-opt these centers in your brain. You feel more moral when you have a God. They've told you that morality comes from your religion, and you feel more moral in that aspect, right? You because you think you know what God is thinking. Humans know what God is thinking. So much so that they write a whole book on what God is thinking and what God has said. Man, what's up? How y'all feeling this morning, man? Let me drop the thing in there so anybody won't get through. You had 32 minutes, man. Where them callers at? What? And people say you're playing God. What are you talking about, man? Say anything. Say anything. Why are you playing Gad? I don't know. You misspelled that, bro. Manslaughter. Maury D say, nigga gotta go. Well, y'all, wow. Oh, man. Boy. Yeah. It's not morality for early humans. Oh, man. Boy, I tell you. So, I want to talk about a hell of a project right here. We're going to move on. That was a thought experiment for y'all. I mean, did y'all check out the show? Mona Mater, the astrophysicist on the pseudo killers, man, played that interview. If y'all didn't catch it live, it was a paid event. We'll be having some more paid events coming up for y'all. Just support them. All right. The Harvard grad, Moya Matea, man, she did a great interview on the pseudo killers, man. You know, we had experts in our thing. That's what we do. We bring experts. All right, we don't play experts. We bring experts. A lot of y'all be playing experts, boy. God dang. Y'all often wonder why Africa has the highest amount of, say, child sacrifices and believing in witchcraft, and people think that that's like a shot at Africa. It actually is not. Human beings for the longest of time believed in dragons and witches and ghosts and goblins. And the proof is that they still do today at high levels in certain areas. And so in certain areas where development hasn't occurred in things of science and natural, understand the natural world, right? In areas, let me say it this way, in areas where the tradition is still steeped, right? And ingrained in the people's heads. So in this community, we like to make it seem like that the full ganthem of custom and tradition, spirituality, and religion, we need to go back to that because it gave us some kind of moral infinity. It could, right? But Homo sapiens sapiens debate and make it to the place they made it to even get to the part of developing religion had already stationed based off of chemical reactions, morality. Before you was cognizant enough to start to invent these religions. And you can see how they come online slowly but surely, right? And so places like Australia, certain places in South America, right? where these old traditions are still there. What I want to tell you is that hunter-gatherers practice the same religion all over the world, basically the similar. How is that? Because the early hunter-gatherers left out of Africa and they populated the world, right? That's a known fact. And they took their custom and traditions with them. That's why it's all basically the same. Okay, so Christianity, Islam, and Judaism actually represents the evolution of the most ancient traditions. Work with me here. So, what are some of the most ancient traditions? Being able to extract power from the spirit. The spirit is in the blood. Being able to extract that from animals, okay, livestock, okay, and other humans. We can see this in the Mayan civilization, right? We can see this in West Africa. Maybe we'll do a show on it, right? You know, there were certain African tribes that ritual human sacrifices, okay? Australia can't go nowhere where they actually didn't pray. I'm not saying everybody, but for the majority of people, that's what happened. Some of the oldest traditions dealing with kingship, right? Wherever you find the tradition of when the king dies, burying other humans with the king when he dies, right? Sacrificing them. That's where you'll find the origin of the kingship. That's how we know that the origin of the kingship in Africa, talking about in the Nile Valley, is in Nubia, because they carry the oldest tradition of ritual sacrificing when the king dies. The first dynasty of Kemet practiced the same thing, and it phased out. So it always phases out. Stop doing it. Right? So point I'm making here, so I can get to my callers, is that Africa has the oldest traditions of sacrificing anything, has the oldest religion on planet Earth. Then you get to Asia, and then you get, to the Americas. Right? These old traditions, and Christianity, Islam, and Judaism represent the modernization of these old traditions. So watch this. Jesus Christ is the King of the Jews, right? Or Jesus Christ is the King. He's the sacrifice. He's the sacrificial lamb. He's the willing sacrifice. All right? Abraham, he was going to what? Sacrifice his child. Put him on an altar for God. Okay, old traditions, the drinking of the blood. Drinking of the blood is an old ancient tradition. The Christians, communion, what you do, you drink the grape juice, red grape juice, symbolic of drinking of the blood. It's really symbolic of man's ancient custom and traditions, and it just modernizes it. So now you don't got to go to the priest to do a ritual sacrifice, right? Because Jesus has already sacrificed. Anyway, if y'all can understand that, then y'all can understand the evolution of religion, and y'all can understand why the conversation is high level. What's up, Ron? Talk to us this morning. What's good and what's happening?
Hey, good morning, brother. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, we in the building. How you doing, man? What's good?
Good. It's a very interesting topic you have this morning, the trolley car conundrum. And it's really good. I think that most people would probably allow the one person to pull the switch for the one person to be run over by a trolley car versus the five. But suppose in that five there was a mass murderer, and you knew there was a mass murderer, but the four other people were okay. Then what would you
say it again?
If one of the five was a mass murderer, let's say historically somebody like Hitler, right?
Okay.
Then what would the decision be at that point?
Oh, if all of them was mass murderers, or just one of them in the five?
Yeah, it could be one of five or two of five.
I see that there again. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep, that's interesting.
Yeah, it makes
I haven't thought about that, but the study itself is interesting. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, but my main question this morning, I saw some of the debate, and
you was in it. You was in there. You paid for it.
I didn't pay for it because I was out of town, but I caught some of the follow up when I got back.
Oh yeah, I wish you would have seen it. You got
Yeah, I heard the I think both of you kind of gave a synopsis on the
Nah,
Apple.
nope, not me. What
You
I
didn't give a
was doing,
synopsis?
I
Okay.
was following up on some things I was trying because I know it was some of the things was hard to digest. So
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't even a third round. That was like the closing,
Yeah.
right? I didn't if I knew it was on YouTube, I'd have went about that a different way. So
Okay.
basically, my closing was for the people that was in there, and I wanted to
Yeah.
kind of double down on a couple points I had made.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that was. That wasn't.
Yeah. I apologize. I definitely wanted to hear both of you guys' side of the argument. I had
No, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna definitely gonna
It's
do it. But go
interesting.
ahead, just make off what you're saying. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that sometimes it's a difficult discussion when you pit science versus spirituality, and I say it's difficult because the two aren't necessarily aligned with each other, totally aligned with each other.
They're not.
And I think that what we as Africans, either on the continent or in the diaspora, should focus on is just excellence in whatever we endeavor to do from a professional, educational, whatever we choose to do. That's the thing I think that gives us the competitive advantage, because all of us aren't going to be scientists, right? All of us aren't going to be mathematicians or technicians or these types of things. Some of us are going to be teaching literature, history, social sciences, those types of things. And I think that we have to put education forefront. I think is the key, as opposed to science versus spirituality, because spirituality is going to be on a personal bent. Like I said, everybody's not going to be a scientist. So
no,
it's just so it's almost an unfair, sometimes an unfair or maybe even non sequitur discussion sometimes to have. It's interesting, but it's clear that spirituality, religion, those things tend to they tend to get smaller and smaller as human beings' knowledge gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of die a different death. I heard one guy say before that there was people started with many gods.
Yeah.
Now the Abrahamic religions only have one, so it's going towards zero.
Yeah.
Zero. And it's just getting smaller and smaller naturally. But I don't say that we should forget our spirituality, but I don't think it's practical to try to have African spirituality in America. Imagine in America people who are Baptists, Catholics, Protestants, all sort of different religions, westernized religions. I don't see 50, 60 million African Americans giving up their religion to go back to the to ancient quote unquote African spirituality. I just don't see that happening. It's not a practical thing. And then you think about Black people all over the world on the planet. There's just no way that's going to happen. So I give kudos to Sekou for thinking that is possible and making an argument for such a thing. But the logistics of something like that is I just don't see that happening. And it's and trying it, or even trying to do something like that, for me would be exercise in futility.
Yeah, man, I never understood why a person don't practice. I always say practice what you preach. So it took 3 months to figure out what spiritual system that he was actually following. And then you find out he was a Muslim last year, which ain't a knock.
Yeah,
right. But to be gun-ho and then come up with something that we don't, and then you don't even talk about the spiritual system that you talked about, and then to misrepresent like what the hell is African spirituality? Like it's the darndest thing. It's like making white people one people. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. The white people aren't one people. Like, from John Henry Clark's mouth, he said, study European history, study history. And so when you study this, you realize you got the Goths, the Visigoths, you got the Brits, right? You got, what else you got? The Franks.
Yeah, you got the Anglos, you got
Franks.
Yeah, everybody.
You got the Roman Empire. They was going to you got the Rus, right? That's the Russians, the Franks, I believe to be the French, the Brits,
right.
I believe to be the British, right? They become that. They go to the forest and they fight them in Britannica, right? They go to here, they fight. They go to Russia, they fight them. This is before they became any of those things, man. They didn't know that in 2023 that their genetic signatures would tie them together. They just didn't know it. And we treat it that way. We treat Africa like that. That's the most wildest thing. Like we actually take away the importance, independence that clans and tribes and nations have. Tribes and clans have different creativity, whether it's still, you know what I'm saying, some kind of way may tie itself to the rest of Africa or tie itself to the rest of Europe. That's high level thinkers aren't thinking that way. They're not clumping them all together. It's the most ridiculous. It's like saying, yo, that my brother is your brother because my brother's my brother. You're like, what? No, that's my brother. That has nothing to do with you. Now I can say we brothers, but I don't mean that that's your fan. It's just crazy to me. And we can never understand the real situation on earth as long as we do that. Wow.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Europeans, their alliances to each other are more economic and militaristic, and not necessarily based off of some common cultural ancestry and along the lines of religion. They would never say, well, let's go back to our old time Viking religions and let's unite around that. That would never be the case. And yeah, we're saying that Africans, we as Africans, either on the continent or in the diaspora, should rally around our old time or ancient religions.
Crazy.
I would say the crazy white folks do that. That's into Wicca and all that crazy shit. They do this.
Yeah, but they get dismissed though.
Yeah, get dismissed.
I mean, they're not taken serious. So it's just wouldn't, for me, that doesn't make sense.
I want to show y'all real Pan-African movement right here. Showed this in the debate. It's called the Great Green Wall of the Sahara and the Sahel. Look, Pan-African Agency of the Great Green Wall. Top notch right here, man. I think it's important. This is the Great Green Wall. Y'all see how it's fashioned. From the Atlantic all the way, look, to the Red Sea, y'all.
Yeah, they call it the Guinea tropical equatorial line too.
So they planted these plants here. Okay. All right. And this was a checkmate piece for me. I constantly said, show me something that spirituality did that would change the world. Never could get it. Never got a response. So we come here and we see. Let me come right here. And I think right here, so we could talk about pilot restores planet 2,235 hectares, creating opportunities for sustainable income. 32,000 people while collecting seeds for additional. Added to the seeds. That's one spot. Jobs. Let me see right here. They want to plant about 18 million hectares, or 18% of the target had been restored. An estimated $33 billion to fund the project. Experience unfulfilled promises. It's a displays and poor condition. So it's a fight. All right. Let's see how much money that was pledged. As of March, 2.5 billion of the pledged had been dispersed. Okay. What else? Chad. So these is each areas, and I want to find an area where to talk about. Okay, this how many trees are planted, right? And they actually taking the people in these areas and they training them on how to plant these plants, right? So they're educating people. So you get human beings are getting educated, right? How to change their environment. You're getting that. Here are the African nations right here. Mali, Senegal. Here you go. Chad, all that. See, created by the Pan-African Agency. This is real Pan-Africanness right here. Okay. So, for me, this is high level. Okay. Here's a better picture for the Great Green Wall. See the different countries spanning. They're working together. And they're working together with an international team too. This is the plants right here that they're planting. So these plants are genetically altered. He talked crazy about genetically altered plants in the daggone debate. And I'm like, man, humans have been genetically altering plants in the beginning. Nothing you eating. If you was to go into your food market right now, right, half of that stuff you wouldn't even see if you go back far enough. I'm gonna say this again. The fruits and vegetables that you're looking at now look nothing like they was originally. You couldn't eat the bananas. Wasn't no watermelons, right? The kale wouldn't be there. All these things have been altered by him. Corn, you wouldn't have no corn. You couldn't even eat the corn. Native Americans genetically altered the corn. But this tree right here will develop a paste that they can use in medicinal purposes, medical purposes, right? It's also been genetically altered. It has a particular mushroom at the base and the root. Let me see if I can get that. So all right, not showing that. I'm not showing that. All right. And so the mushrooms, right? They're sending messages to the different roots. People are being employed. I mean, this is like, what do we do? The spirituality don't do it. The spirituality might have you in the middle of a wild argument. I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, so at the end of the day, man, I never seen the point. Oh, it just fell out. Well, it had to kick. Y'all still there, or y'all went out on purpose or kicked you out?
Yeah, I got kicked out, but I think it was from my side, not your side.
Oh, okay. So, all right, that's what that is. I just wanted to kind of put that there for y'all to kind of get that and get a real understanding about what was really going on here. So we need to really, and so religion. The more you learn about the world you live in, the more personal religion comes. So that's why 4.5 billion people are Christians now. Because all the stuff the religion used to tell you, we realize that ain't what it is. Now it's a personal endeavor. Even when you deal with scientists, 33% of the scientists in the United States are religious. But if you ask a direct question, well, what is it that you believe about that religion? They don't believe in the resurrection. They don't believe humans popped up out of nowhere. They don't believe none of that. You say, well, why didn't you believe? Well, is this something, I grew up getting? It's the real questions you should ask a scientist, right? That has a religious faith. And so I'm going to say it again. The more technically advanced, the more human beings learn about nature, the less you got to feed the gods. So why are you sacrificing animals? And I don't want to shame spiritual systems. I just want to make it clear that you don't need blood to feed the gods or to feed the ancestors, because now we know we don't have to do that. The volcano, the rainfall, the flooding, we know it has occurred because global warming is upon us. It's not the gods are mad at us. You shouldn't be in your kitchen sacrificing, going to your local farm, getting an animal, sacrificing and blood. And Now it's a personal thing. We know enough about the world we live in to understand that the forces of nature are natural. There's no hand in that. But what I know, man. Hey, man, look, we got 5 minutes left, man. Hit that link, man. Hit the Cash App, man. Let me see if I got any Cash Apps, man. Y'all support the morning show, man. I'm gonna definitely support y'all, man. I appreciate the love I've been getting lately, man. And I want y'all to really check out that debate. It was a high-level education right there. And tomorrow, I want to talk about the new fossils that suggest the human ancestors evolved in Europe, not Africa. That's going to be a good show tomorrow for y'all, man. Man, we got 5 minutes left, man. Y'all want to come on, man? Come on, man. Anything you want to add, Gullah or Ron?
No, I can't wait to that show tomorrow. That's an interesting topic. You finna bring up tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be there for that.
Okay, so somebody good. Juju wants to say, can you address what you said about whales walking upright because people are having a nervous breakdown? Please. Okay, not upright. God damn it, they was walking on fours though.
A
Uh-huh.
perfect example of a land walking whale is a
Mm-hmm.
hippopotamus.
Yep.
They're the last relative or the common ancestors before whales, start going in the water.
Yeah, but I misspoke with the upright part. See how easy that was? And not upright. Humans are habitual upright walkers. I meant walking. When I said it, I knew I was wrong, and I got lost. I didn't get a chance to go back. But that's a good one right there. No, the whales did walk. Yep, like you said, hippopotamus. Explain the hippopotamus.
What a
Yeah,
hippopotamus
I got it.
it
Mm-hmm.
what a hippopotamus has a common ancestor of the whale from when back when the whale was on land. So
Mm-hmm.
a
Let me
lot
show
lot
him.
of a lot of time biologists play with the terms. They call hippopotamus whale, river whales or
Yep.
land
Mm-hmm.
whales.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Let me share this for y'all. Once again, not upright walking on all fours. I hope that cleared y'all up. All right, here we go. We're going to come to the National Museum of History right here. When whales walked on four legs. Early ancestors of the ocean's biggest animals once walked on land. Follow that extraordinary journey from the shore to the sea. Although whales are expert swimmers and perfectly adapted to life underwater, these marine mammals once walked on four legs. Their land-dwelling ancestors lived about 50 million years ago. That's just geological time, man. Man. What's this word? Meat, Parcritus, a goat-sized four-legged creature that scientists recognize as one of the first what's this? Cretians, a group of marine animals that includes dolphins and whales. There you go. Evolutionary journey known as science. Okay, what did the first whales look like? Let's see. Whales without teeth. I'm gonna drop this in there for y'all. All right. National Museum of History. Good one. Yeah, because they got hips and all that. You can see the limbs right there. All right. Artist rendering of it. Early ancestor whale might have looked like this. There you go. So yeah, man, evolution is the greatest story ever told, man. All right, let me drop that link for y'all. Y'all can read that. I hope that addressed that for y'all, man. Yo, we at that time, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, hit them cash apps out the door. That's how we do it. When you hit them early and often, man. Let me see.
I'm gonna say, and that's related to the hippopotamus amphibians, not the hippopotamus niloticus.
Ah, man, boy. Mm, 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 mm. Hey, appreciate you, man. Lenny, man. Good thing. Mongo Sleep, man. That's some love right there, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate all the love, man. And yeah, man, y'all keep me motivated, man. Keep it going. And we try to at least get $50 in here. $100 to $50 in here, man. That's a good show, man. Keep it financed, man. Keep us being able to keep working at what we doing, man. And we ain't going, I don't drink, I don't smoke. We ain't going out doing none of that, man. Everything is going to the high level resources, getting books in from Germany. These books came from Germany. Right here. These texts come from Germany, man. A lot of money. Right? So we're not actually just wasting it. So yeah, to keep the study right. All right. It's important to buy the real stuff. Like this whole book here is full of cave paintings, hands and symbols. And so I study it. So I can tell when man start to break out in shamanism. Like this. Look, let me show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. Oh, let me take the screen down. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all this. me see. All right. All right. These cave paintings in the Green Sahara. What you see is hands on the walls. So what they surmise is that these humans at around 8,000 BCE was showing touching the walls, because the walls kind of represented a portal to the next world, like a membrane. They was thinking that the caves could take them to the next world, and the cave was sort of like a portal. Okay, so right here on these caves, you see like a beast, no head on it. It's just like a beast, right? Another mystical beast right here. Okay, beast-like figures. This is kind of like shamanism. Okay, when you start to see these figurines with animal heads and human bodies, and you see it play out in the Nile Valley. Okay, mystical. All right, so this is when these types of thoughts start to come online, somewhere around 15,000, 20,000 years ago. We got the whole thing here. So all right, I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me get that off the screen, man. Dang.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Yeah, so you know what I mean? This is most of y'all never gonna see this. Y'all can go online and do all that. But yeah, we got it right here. Look at this. Look at this. Damn. Can y'all see that? Like, what the hell is this? Look at this beast right here. What's that? Like a dinosaur, don't it? But it's not. It's just man's imagination, man. All right. And then you'll find some caves where you'll see that they have a drawing of like let me see, they have like a drawing of an animal. See if I can find that. They have a drawing of an animal. And in the drawing of that animal, let me see if I can get that out of there. You'll see holes in the walls. All right, let me see. Where was that at, man? Where did I put that? Oh, let me see real quick. Yeah, now why would they have holes in the walls in the drawing? I'm gonna tell you why. Let me see. I think I can. Oh. Okay, here you go. Hunting magic. All right, let me show the screen real quick. You don't got to do hunting magic no more. You just go to the food market. Right? Like, I just want to educate y'all on how we get to where we get to now. I want to educate you on how we get to Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. How do we, and why is people trying to take us back? God dang, it makes no sense to me, man. But some people are just smarter than me. So right here, hunting magic. See this buffalo on the walls. All right. And you see these holes right here in the wall. Why? They was throwing spears at the wall, man. All right. Because why? Why the ritual of throwing spears at the wall? Because things you fell at the most, the more superstition you attributed to it. I'm gonna say this again. Things that you fell at the most, you're more superstitious. You do more rituals around it. And so hunting was hard, right? Sometimes you kill an animal, sometimes the animal kill you. So you want to kill an animal first on a wall because it would make it easier. So you thought to kill an animal once you go looking for it. We no longer do that. So why take us back to traditions that do that?
Maybe it was target practice.
In the cave, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, who knows? But
if that's the case, you're gonna kill one and then put it up for target practice. You in a small area, and that ain't target practice. You killing. You think you actually killing the spirit of the animal first. The great, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it could be. I don't know. I'm being a little bit facetious here, but human beings, we are wired to believe in something bigger than ourselves. Our brains are developed that way. So I don't think we'll ever get away from spirituality, what we call
No.
spirituality or spiritual practices and those types of things. I think that will always be with us. But because even some of the even top-notch educated people, scientists, if you will, there are a lot of them, they believe in the resurrection. They believe in the miracles of Jesus and the.
I think that's a misstatement right there. Most of them actually don't. They do. 33% of them do believe in religion, but when you ask them the specifics, the whole dynamics change. See, they never ask them. People never talk about the specifics that they ask them. Yeah, they don't believe in the resurrection. They believe in God, believe in Jesus, but they don't believe in the resurrection. They don't believe that he walked on water. See, there start to be a difference there, and people don't even talk about that. I just want to make that known. A good book for that.
Well, I was looking at a debate.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I was looking at a debate between Lawrence Krauss the other day. Lawrence Krauss and a guy named he's a physicist in Cambridge. I think he's retired now, but his name is John Lennox.
Well, hold that thought real quick. Let me get out of this slide, then we can do that real fast. Okay, so I showed you a burial, Nature magazine, right? This is one of the oldest burials in Africa. All right, maybe around 70,000 years ago, when you start to see ornaments and stuff like that. All right, you see some of these stars start to come online here, right? It's another painting in West Africa. All right, and you see these creatures like. Okay, that's mystical thinking. And it just says some examples of these human universals are abstract thought, planning, trade, cooperative labor, body decoration, and the controlled use of fire. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. All right. And what's up, DQ? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good. Peace to everybody on the panel.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good. I hopped on because I kind of really agree with Ron was saying when they was in the cave. I kind of thought they would probably use that as like target practice, just because I was thinking if they're in the cave, they're in it now because of probably weather issues, or it may be raining outside or something like that, or it may be raining for a week prolonged, and they practicing what they're going to do once they get out the cave. So they would use the wall art, but that scientifically that. I was leaning towards that when Ron brought that up.
Okay.
But I can see the point that you were speaking of also.
But everybody can't come in those caves, though. That's specifically for the shaman. He not even a hunter. Okay. He not the hunter. He not
understood.
He the medicine man.
I didn't understand that part.
Yeah, he the medicine man. You see all the ritual paintings and stuff in there. He the medicine man. That's the portal to the next world where he at.
Mm.
All right. Just for the record. Yeah, those caves where you find people living and all that, you don't even have all that stuff on the walls like that. But that's like some mystical thing to it. You can see them trying to make it rain, all kind of stuff. It's interesting, man. Human beings do that. I get your point, but that ain't good target practice shooting at a daggone wall of a small thing. You saying like we did with guns. Pow, shoot the target. That's not unreasonable.
They was playing handball like they was in jail.
Yeah, I definitely see where y'all coming from, but that's not what that's not basically what they're saying there. They just basically saying that, it's only the animals. You say, well, maybe target practice on the animals, maybe that's possible, but there seems to be a type of connection that, that they think, like for instance, a baseball player, man, when he goes to bat, they do all kind of touching like this, adjusting your gloves. You see him taking it off, taking them on, put it back, tap the plate. You do all that for you hit. Because in baseball, you fail in hitting. But if you hit 300 in your career, which means you have failed 700 times on average, right? You go to the Hall of Fame. Now, when they go out in the field, right, with their gloves on, you don't see all these rituals because they get golden gloves. You don't fail a lot. Professional baseball players, right, they don't miss a lot of ground balls and stuff. So there's no need for a ritual. Baseball is the hardest thing. Hitting is the hardest thing you can do. That's why you see the ritual. Hunting is the hardest thing you can do. You're not with a bow. We ain't talking about these precision rifles, precision bow and arrow, compost bows. They ain't got that now. They throwing spears. It's hard. So there's rituals around that. So I want to make it clear that we get very superstitious on things. It's hard. It's hard for an NFL team to win games, right? And when they win, we'll have a specific shirt underneath of that we wearing underneath our jersey. When you really into your fandom, your fanaticism. You'll have a shirt on. We won the last time I had that shirt on. This particular Raven shirt on underneath this shirt. Right? These are things that we do today. We still do this. Don't sweep my foot with a broom. Right? That's another superstition, right? That's a superstition right there. So we still very superstitious. People right now in that chat actually think that we got some kind of special powers. People think that you got people to practice numerology, but numerology didn't tell you that Polite was wilding out. Y'all dudes that claim to have all those powers should have known that. We're going to talk to the Oracle. The Oracle didn't tell you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we have a difference of opinion on that, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at, man. We doing our thing, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Moderators, man. Make sure everybody subscribe to the Community Skeptics, man. Big up to the Community Skeptics, man. It's a powerful force. Shout out to Dr. Oyama Yacht, man. Everybody else, man. I appreciate everybody that came through the show, man. Real quick, you wanted to say something real quick? Saint, what's up?
Hey, Shalom. What up, Bobby?
How you doing, brother?
Hey, man. All is well. Peace to everybody on the panel. Obviously to the Kemetic Brothers Hotel. Good morning to all of our brothers and sisters that are atheists that rock with science. And, obviously Shalom to the Israelites. Peace to all the Christian brothers. And Shalom Aleichem to the Muslim brothers. I thought you made an excellent point when you talked about how a batter will bat 300, but he still 700 times he still failed. So the rituals being necessary to bring forth what we would call good fortune or good luck to give you a better chance, to give them what they believe to be a better chance to have success at batting, or like, for example, when you mentioned hunting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was the point. We do it right now today. Right? Interesting, man. Human beings are very interesting, man. I feel like it's just important for us to know what the rest of the world understands about human beings and the human mind, man. We can't always be steeped in religion, and I'm not in spirituality, and we will not separate the two. But, spirituality, religion, and science are all human endeavors. So who am I to tell you what to do and what not to do? I simply feel like it was just time to focus on an aspect, what I feel like one of the biggest accomplishments, and continues to be one of the biggest accomplishments that came out of Africa and continue today around the world. And that is scientific thinking. You got proto-scientific thinking in Africa, right? Nobody talks about that. We make ourselves the most spiritual, but we never talk about how we laid the foundation for science and proto-science, right? It took 350,000 years to get to the point we could have this type of conversation talking about the evolutionary process and certain chemicals. So most of you won't get it because you deny scientists because of this color of their skin. So you won't be able to access that thought of scientific thinking because you see yourself as really being inferior. Inferior thinking is worrying about what a person color is instead of trying to figure out what and how they did what they did. Europeans were very inferior in their thinking to the point where they had to make their skin color some kind of great thing and make your skin color some kind of wild thing. And we know that ended in a travesty. It ended up enslaving 12 million people, right? It ended up changing the complexion of the world that we now make a positive. Germany, Nazi, Adolf Hitler made the same determination that the master race, the blonde eyes, the blonde hair and blue eyes, said they was the master race. And the world kicked them out of Germany for that. Same with the Civil War, right? There was a fight over that. These things occurred in human history. Humans get better as they know more. So there's a statement. Well, why don't you just focus on just black people? Well, I do. But we live in a world where our ancestors has changed the world, where whether you do it or not, you're not supposed to say, well, I'm just going to do this and nobody else is welcome. So we create scientific programs geared, right, for young African Americans. Okay.
Yeah.
But the message is so powerful. Other children come. Are you to say that the other ethnic groups can't come? No, we've changed the world on that. Of course, the other groups of people are welcome, but the focus is on African Americans because because our numbers in STEM are low. So real science at the highest level understands these statements very clearly. So yes, we can develop programs geared for the Black Americans, but at the end of the day, all babies deserve to know. That's my stance. That's what it is. I'm sticking to it. All the pseudos is claiming science and go against that message. You're a pseudoscientist. I'll be calling you out tonight. Y'all know what it is, man. I appreciate everybody that came through, man. Appreciate everybody, man. Ain't nothing but love here, man. Shout out to those who produce real programs with no cut cards, man. Man, hit that Cash App, man. Show some love, man. Stay in the groove, man. Appreciate you, Mom. Appreciate you, Saint. DQ. Appreciate you, bro. Gullah Geechee, man.
You guys have a great day.
DQ, Pseudo Killer Official, Gullah Geechee. Pseudo Killer Official, man.
Peace.
Man, y'all know what it is, man.
Hey, Shalom, Monk. Have a good day, brother.
Yeah, you have a good day too, brother. That's a punt return. Man, we be back tomorrow, man. Appreciate all the love, man. Man, y'all know what it is, man. Earl Wilson, man. Appreciate that love, man. Brass Prince, man. Appreciate that love, man. A lot of stars in here tonight, man. The people came on, showed their support, man. Gratitude, man. Appreciate that love, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We teaching at the highest levels, man. Preparing our kids, man. Play the show for your kids. It's for them, man. Not talking to y'all. I'm talking to your babies, babies. Y'all know what it is. Animalistic. Animal biscuit.
The Hebrews think I'm cannibalistic.
Animalistic.
Divination. Channel the mystic. Audio visionary. Let's play poetical dictionary. Picture me burning down your missionary. Yeah. Then I send you religion. That red dot on your head, that's Hindu tradition. Invisible, independent, intrinsic shit. I'll bring it all to an end with indivisible games. Charles Xavier, get in your brain. Mental anguish, a manifesting physical pain. Wizard remains to dance in the chemical rain. Breathe slow, then I'm about it is physical pain. Military machinery that exercise, weaponized greenery. Shine at a jeopardize the scenery, son. Bruh, the beam 10 times your distance. Incline position. Stop rising with no trend line resistance.
Defeated.
The parabolic breakout. I'm F-16
y'all know
with
what it
the
is.
aeronautic fake out.
It's the God Killer, y'all. Jackson. Big everything. Yo. Hey. How this show in the morning, y'all. Education real quick. Y'all know how we doing it, yo. Come on, Hill Hustlers. Hey. Yo, send this on your favorite social medias. Black News 102, House of Consciousness. Man. It's your host, Bobby Bsnger, man. Support those that support you. Raising the stakes around here. Make you prove and verify who you are before you come amongst our people. All the fake names and being at the top and nobody know who you are, them days are over with, man. You pulling your cards, man. We're not playing this game halfway in, halfway out. You either practicing scientific literacy or you're not. We will not combine our spirituality, religion with our science. We're not saying you can't be spiritual and believe in whatever you want to believe in. When it comes to science show, that line has been drawn in the sand by humanity. We're following those mandates, man. If you frauding over there, yo, we got you, yo. If you talking crazy and reckless, yo, we got you. If you mixing science and playing this game, we got you, yo. So the line is in the sand, yo. Hands off, Dr. Oya Mayat. Big up to the people, man. Hands off to all the sisters and the pseudo killers. They dedicated in making sure that the pseudo killers run right. Shout out to all the pseudo killers. They dedicated to making sure this thing is right. Shout out to the pseudo killer army. Dedicated to make sure that our babies won't be left behind. Ain't nothing but love and respect, man, to everybody, man. Hey, man, get off them crystals. And with that, man, Bobby Bsnger, a.k.a. God Killer. Hey, man, see y'all tomorrow, man. See y'all tonight. Ooh, we got a powerful show over there on Dr. Mayat. Ooh, we fighting a pseudo. Y'all know how them Dr. Mayat show go when we show up. Me and Smax Wells gonna be on there. We beating up a TikToker. It seemed like the TikTok is rough with wildness. Dr. Mayat go dig him out the ground and we bury him. Man, y'all know what it is, man. With that, y'all, we out.